name is Stephanie In. Welcome back to our mistake series. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 mistakes that I saw in April. So let's get started by 30 to 20 cube mistake. The first mistake is a careless one-space jump. And here is the example. So this is the game played by 30 to 20 cube players, and now it's White's turn. So obviously this is a handicap game, and White already got some benefit from the fight in the upper left corner, and now White decided to enter to the center. So why is this a mistake? So after Black pushed on the top, and if White wants to jump to the center, the one space jump will leave too many cutting points for White. So after Black pushes here, White has to block, and now you can see there's 2 cutting points. So even though the cutting point on the third line doesn't work in this situation, it's because the two stones, the liberty of the 2 stones is very tight. So Black is not able to fight against the 4 stones on the top. Another reason is because these 2 stones are in a very short liberty as well. But since White wants to jump to the center to limit the territory and the potential in the center, Black actually would be happier to cut on the top. So if Black cuts over here, and then White has to either decide to go here or extend here, but this fight is actually unnecessary. So where is the correct move then? So instead of playing the one space jump, White can just simply play the knight's move. So we already discussed about the cutting point earlier already. Since the liberties of the 2 groups are very intense, very tight, the cutting point on the third line doesn't work in this situation. So then White doesn't have to worry about any cut and any weakness anymore. So the one space jump will be much better than, the knight's move will be much better than the one space jump. All right, so now let's look at the second mistake. The next mistake is a 4th line splitting move, and here is an example. So this is the game played by 19 to 10 cube players, and probably most of you already know in the opening, the strategy in the openings, we should always go from the corners and then to the side, and the least valuable place is in the center. So in this game, pretty much the 3 corners are already settled. This corner and bottom left and upper left corner are already settled. So there's a 1 corner, it's not decided yet, and then the 2 sides are not decided yet either. So this side is smaller than the top area and the right area because of the 2 space jump. So in the actual game, White decided to invade Black's side, which is one of the biggest plays on the board. However, White chose to play the 4th line splitting move. So usually when you try to invade or when you try to split your opponent's territory with a side, you should always go to the 3rd line, which is here. Why is the 3rd line better than the 4th line? It's because when we're invading, and what's the most important thing? The base, the eye space. Right? So if we go to the higher line, it's harder for us to make a base. So if Black approached from the top side, and in order to get more eye space, we have to extend on the side. But now this area is still open, so Black can easily just slide in, and now you can see all the eye spaces are gone. So if we play the 3rd line at the beginning, and if Black push either way from the top or bottom, we can always make 2 space extension. And the 2 space extension shape is one of the best shapes to settle your group, because we already have the 4 spaces eye space here, and if Black tries to block it, and it's very easy for White to make another 2 eye space right here. So once you can make your eye space into a rectangular 6, that's already a live shape. So that's why we should always go to the 3rd line when you try to split your opponent's side. But the fourth line is not a mistake in this game. It's just the third line is just better than the fourth line. So where is the mistake? The mistake is after white decided to split. So black approached from the top. So white now is supposed to extend on the side and get some eye space and help the stone on the side. But in the actual game, white decided to invade in the corner again. That's too greedy, because maybe in the actual game, white was thinking, okay, I already have a stone on the side, and black cannot kill this since this is on the fourth line. It's very hard to cap it, and I still have some space over here to make eyes. And now let's jump to the corner. That is really not a good idea. It's because when you have multiple weak groups, and when you trying to deal with all your weak groups, that will be very difficult. So in the actual game, black surround the corner, and white lived in the corner eventually. But now you can see living in the corner make black stronger on the outside. So at the same time, this stone is getting weaker. That's why we should always settle one weak group first and then invade later. So do not invade at the same time and leave too many weak groups on the board. All right, so that's the second mistake. Now let's look at the next one. The next mistake is invading too early. And here is an example. So this is the game played by a 9-1 Q player, and now it's black's turn. So far black is in a very good position. Black has some territory on the left corner, and the three stones on the top is not that strong yet, and black has two empty corners right here, and what white has is only the left part right there. So if I were black, I will probably just simply connect on the top or descend, either way. So if I just connect on the top, I will give all the territory in the corner to white so that I can get a sente, and then I can focus on my potentials and the territory on the right side. And now you can see actually black is having bigger potentials than white. However, in the actual game, black decided to invade in such very small area. As you can see, if white jumps here, and white probably only has 15 to 20 points, that's it. But what black can get is the thick wall on the outside and a lot of potentials. So that's the mistake. So everyone should remember this. Go is not about destroying. Go is about building. If you have bigger territory, if you are able to develop bigger territory or more territory on the board, the fight is not necessary. So this is the perfect example. So in this situation, black should not think about invade into a white's territory. Instead, we should have a bigger vision on the board. The two sides over here plus the corner, it's too open, it's very big. And instead of destroying 15 to 20 points, that's totally not worth it. So at the end, white cut it here and Atari'd the stone. And since this area is too tiny, it's small, and eventually black was dead there, and black lost this game. All right, now let's look at the next mistake. The next mistake is a wrong order in a SEMEAI. So here is an example. So what is a SEMEAI? SEMEAI is another word for capture race or liberty fight. So this is the game played by 1 to 4 down player, and now it's white's turn. So what happened in this game is White enclosed here, and black decided to tenuki. Is that the sente? And white made this exchange move. So my question is white able to win the liberty fight on the side? All right, let me show you what happened in the actual game. So white pushes here, which is correct. White is trying to reduce the liberties on the side, and then white Atari'd, and black blocked here. And white captured, black connect, and white peeped, black blocked, and white haned, and black haned, and white connected, and eventually, so white didn't make this exchange move that was played at the end. So now, as we can see, white is losing the liberty fight because white doesn't have enough liberty. So why is that a mistake? Is white able to win the SEMEAI or the liberty fight? Okay, after raise on the side. Why is this the wrong order? So after white Atari is here, black blocks here. Now white only has 3 liberties. So the correct order should be push here first. That's also a sente. So white now has 5 liberties. So when you're reducing black's liberty, at the same time you're increasing your own liberty. So black needs to block here, and white Ataris. So after a few exchange moves right here, white is able to increase the liberties. At the same time, black's liberty is getting less. So now, as you can see, black has 4 liberties and white has 4 liberties, and white goes first. And now white is able to win this capture race. All right, so if you're at down level, you might feel you're not improving as fast as when you're a double-digit kill or single-digit kill. Now I have a very good piece of advice for you. So if you are able to do 2 to 4 questions, 2 to 4 life and death questions every day, I promise I will see you in a higher down level next year. But you have to promise you're going to do the questions every day, not, oh, I have a time this week, so I'm going to do 100 questions, but for the next 3 weeks, I'm busy and I'm not going to do anything. So consistent is very important. So why is it life and death is very important for the down level players, even for professional players? It's because when we are a double-digit kill or single-digit kill players, we have many practice that we have to work on, like openings and judgment and good shape and bad shape, and also like end game moves that we have to practice on. But when we are around down level players, or even for professional players, we already have a very good understanding on openings and judgment and end game. So how are we able to win games? So it's all about mid game. So what's happening in the mid game is all about fighting. So if I'm able to read more sequence, or if I'm able to read more moves more accurately than my opponent, of course I'm going to win this game. So the life and death practice is really important for down level players and even for professional players. All right, so now let's look at the next mistake. The last mistake is not being consistently in a fight. And here is the example. So this is the game actually played by me and another professional player in a Go-Second World Women's Tournament in a few weeks ago. And I'm playing black, and now it's white's turn. So in the actual game, white played cap on the top. But this move, the first time looking at this move, it looks pretty good. It's an attacking move, and it seems white is leading in this fight. There are more stones in the center. Now black only has 3 stones. So why is this a mistake? I'm not saying this is a mistake, and white actually have a better move. So let me show you what happened in the actual game. So after this exchange and white decided to jump from the right side, is because in this fight, actually black is slightly stronger than white. It's because of this move. So black actually has a back door to get home. If black makes this exchange move and clamp over here, these two stones are already dead. So black can actually connect the top group with the bottom group anytime. So let's go back to our original topic. So after white played a cap here and black decided to break through, and white decided to play the one space jump on the right side, it's because white realized if white keep pushing on the top, the potential over here, yes, is getting stronger, but at the same time, the group on the bottom over here is getting weaker and weaker. So white eventually needs to use another move to fix the cutting point right here. And now black is a sente, and it's very easy for black to surround this group. So that's why white decided to jump here. But if white wants to jump here, then the white should just play the one space jump directly, and black probably will play the two space jump here or there. So either way, and now you can see after the cap, black attached here, white played a one space jump, and in the actual game I played extending move here because I didn't want to make this exchange. I think making this exchange move is actually helping white get stronger. Later on I had it here and to kill the 3 stones. So let's go back. So if white decided to jump here at the first place, and after black jumps here, white now is not going to make this exchange. That's definitely helping move for black. So that's why there's a better move than the cap. If white wants to just taking care of this group, and then white should just play the one space jump directly. Alright, so these are the 5 mistakes that I saw in April. So if you like me to do some commentaries on my own games, please leave some comments below, and then I will make the video for that. So if you have any questions, you can always go to our website and follow us on Twitter and the Facebook page. So my name is Stephanie, and I will see you next time.